fact, the first teacher of a child is their mother. So that's why we emphasize the role of women. While men are into war, oftentimes, pero yung mga babae, they play a very, very important role. And I think we want to resurface that the women are really are indispensable when you talk about peace negotiation. They should also be represented in the table, and they should also be part of the policy meeting. Of course, it's there, and we're working on it. It's not perfect, but at least there's a recognition. So it's a good start for us. And the international community, of course, is looking into our how do we sustain this. Imagine mo, since 1976, well, next year we will be 50. I'll be 50 also. So I would know. So 50 years of sustained advocacy for peace. It is something that we should be proud of, because that shows that how resilient we are, but more importantly, we show that peace is mutual. So that's what we want to achieve, because I think when you think that as a way of life, then you also provide cohesiveness in the community. Recognitions that conflict is never ending, but you're learning how to adapt to it and resolve that issue.
And then we're thinking, Prof, to get this done, right? By next year. Oh. I have to say though also, as a publicity ambassador of HWPL, I think the initiatives that we have at HWPL really aligns perfectly with what we're trying to do. Sir Romel, can you maybe elaborate a little bit how, yes, these things align with HWPL?
Yeah, if we try to look at the historical background of these documents, HWPL was born in 2013. So we came into the picture in the latter part. And it just happened that our Chairman Lee, he started his first steps in propagating the works of HWPL in the Philippines to Mindanao. It was from the suggestion of Archbishop Antonio Ledesma. And since you're a peace advocate, your organization is working for peace, how about spread it to Mindanao? So that meeting, he kept the promise, even though despite of those negativities that we all know about Mindanao, especially the international community, because they just rely on the media. But Chairman Lee visited Mindanao, and he mediated the Mindanao Peace Agreement. That was January 24, 2014. So we pinpoint that event as the birth of HWPL in the Philippines, and from then on, we have been trying to reach out from the grassroots to the top level. How can we propagate three main initiatives of HWPL, which is legislation of law, peace education, and harmony of religion. And then it's very timely that in this very crucial moment that we now have revised governance in Bangsamoro, and then together with the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, we have been given this privilege to be part of this. We call this actually legacy project, because once it is done, it will become a legacy for the future generations. So I think that's it.
Yes, that's good. Okay, round of applause. Couple more questions before we wrap this conversation. It's a legacy project. There are many people involved, and it will be so amazing when we finally get this done. And I'm sure it's not easy. And this is a question for everybody. What have been the challenges on this project? What are the things that are maybe still in progress? And what are the next strategic steps para ma-ensure natin yung success? Para sumakses po, no? Ang ating project. Yes! Step by step, please. Sana sumakses din mo yung mic natin po.
Hello.
Ayun.
So one of really the challenge, and at least the problem that is in the Philippines, when it comes to documentations, preserving, even our government agency. So just imagine that I have to constantly go to travel for several hours, and sometimes, of course, it's sort of like sometimes issue of trust, because you just don't go to the that's it. So now we're trying to find this 1976 AAA agreement and also the 1996 final agreement. There are copies, for example, the 1976 AAA agreement, meron sa Libya. Libya is in North Africa, as well as in Saudi Arabia. They have a copy. Pero tayo wala. You know? So yun yung challenge natin. Kasi we can talk about how important is the documents, but if you don't have the evidence to prove it, then it's just an abstract. You know? So that's one of our challenges. But we're trying to, first really is to locate kung saan ba tayo saan sa Pilipinas yung 1976 AAA agreement. But we are very much, we are 100% sure na may kopya ang India as well as Saudi Arabia. Sila nag-facilitate. Pero tayo mismo, yun yung muna sa atin. It's quite sad. So that's one of the challenge of it. When you look into the documents, hindi lang yung these documents, but also other important documents na we are very, we don't give priority to them. Sometimes kaya sabi na nila, identity crisis or we forget our histories because these documents are very, very important.
So nananawagan po kami sa document
Yes.
na nawawala. Pwede ba yun? Later on, actually, I want to ask, because we keep talking about like, this is a collaborative effort. Everybody has to pitch in, we have to work together. So I want to ask later, how can everyone here also help in this process? But before we get to that, yes, what other challenges are we facing?
Yun nga po, no? Ang paghahanap ng original documents, yun ang challenge sa amin. And even there was an archives conference in Korea last May, and Indonesia at saka yung Malaysia, they also signified to participate with the nomination process. And yet, nahirapan din silang hanapin sa archives nila ang AAA agreement or even the final agreement. Importante yun. Ginanugan na po namin ang lahat ng archives ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno kasama ang Malacanang, but we cannot find these agreements. Oo. And even, well, we work in the National Library, my chairman is the executive director of the National Archives of the Philippines, and we don't have that. It seems na tayo mga Pilipino ay hindi tayo nagtatapon ng mga dokumento natin. So, ang mga merit certificate ba ninyo, itinago ninyo? Or every year, pupunta kayo sa PSA para humingi ng inyong mga dokumento kapag kinakailangan nyo sila. Parang gano'n, no? Gano'n din ang reflection sa pagtatago natin ng ating mga importante na dokumento. And then, iba na to, pero you can also help us. Sa labas po, we have magazines and books for free for everyone. This, pwede ko kayo kumuha. Sa loob po noon, mayroong QR code, and you can apply for grants program ng NCCA. So, if you are an institution, if you are an organization, click that QR code, and you can apply for our competitive grants program. And ibigay po kami ng mga programa, lalo-lalo na po sa usaping pangkapayapaan. At, of course, dahil kami ay gobyerno, ahensya kami ng gobyerno para sa kultura at sining, most of our programs, our grants programs, are into the arts and cultural development. So yan po, now we have a QR code sa labas, para po sa mga organizations ito na self-register, or if you are a researcher, you can apply for an individual grant. If you are doing research, if you're doing your PhD or if you're doing masters, baka po makakatulong kami. If you have programs in the field of studies in languages, community heritage, and all that sorts for community dialogue and development.
Palakpakan po natin yung NCCA. We're so thrilled to be partnering with you on this event. Marvin, anything you want to add?
Yeah, yung sa challenge siguro, yung main challenge dito is our own mindset about our cultural resources. Nabagin na kasi nila yung problema sa paghahanap ng document. Kasi pag walang evidence, hindi na mai-inscribe. Pero ano ba yung halaga ng inscription? Kasi marami tayong awards for culture worldwide. No? For example, meron tayong World Heritage Sites. Hindi ko sa inyo napunta na doon sa ibang World Heritage Site. Like, for example, the Baroque churches in the Philippines, na kaya ng underground water, river, Palawan, etc. Yun yung para sa site, mga lugar. Meron din tayong intangible cultural heritage cars. Ito yung recent, yung pinya, yung mga sinusok yung barong. Pag pinya ang gawa niya, kinikilala siya as intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Ganun din yung good na Ifugao, no? Meron tayo yung pangatlo. Yung pangatlo, yung dokumento. Meron na tayo ilan, pero tayo sa mga na-inscribe na hindi pa rin popular sa Pilipino kasi sa kanila, dokumento lang yan. Ito yung halaga ng dokumento. I think yung ginabanggit ni Commissioner Carlo, we need to keep our documents. But on the route itself, I think yung most challenging because I'm dealing is with peace. Peace is cultural. Peace is cultural in the deepest sense. Kahit na sabihin mo hindi tayo ma-award nito, memory award, if ever. But of course, we're wishing for that. But at the deepest root, it makes you think within our journey, are we people of peace? I'm asking the Philippines, are we people of peace? Pag tinignan mo ito, linguistically, yes, we are. Kasi meron tayong salita for peace. Diba? Kapayapaan, kalinaw, meron din matitino ng pag-iisip, payapa, makikitungo. Yan, maraming words related to peace, no? Meron din isa maganda din yung sa people word na peace, no? Something like still water. So we need to say we are people of peace, and that's good, that's part of our culture. And how come sometimes we don't say right away? Perhaps we forget who we are. So the whole challenge of this, memory of the world, kaya memory of the world, the document reminds us that we should be people of peace. Dapat yun talaga in our deepest sense. And so hopefully this gets inscribed, because if it gets inscribed, we are pushing for an international register, not only national recognition. Everybody else will look at the Philippines as an evidence of this.
That's the reflect today. Wow. Okay, so lastly, can we help in making this a reality? What can we do? Because we obviously want this for the Philippines.
Wala naman mas papaganon ulit. Muna, kailangan natin hanapin yung document. Baka naman may nagtatago sa inyo ng document.
Nananawagan nga kami po.
Yun nga, ang hirap talaga yung sasabi ni Alvin. Alam mo ba, na-inscribe lately itong ASEAN. Yung problema namin talaga, hindi kami mahihiya sa NCC. Yung ASEAN kasi, we are the founding members. No? That's Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, Thailand. At ang Pilipinas, alam mo, iniwan tayo nila. Kasi sa kanila, yun yung dokumento na hindi yung nakapirma. Pag sa mong dokumento, hindi pwedeng scan copy. It has to be a physical copy. Wet signature, papel, typewritten pa yun, yung ginawa. Ang Pilipinas naiwan kasi walang nagtapo sa atin. Ganun kahalaga yan. So, siguro yun, help us find the document. Maybe some people who might be like, so kami pupunta kami sa ibang bansa pa siguro para natin yun. But I think what we can do to help on a side note is more of promoting peace. I think the peace has to be, you have to promote Mindanao as a land of peace. Yan, my father is from Visayas, my mother is from Luzon. We transferred to Davao. I was so angry with them when we transferred to Davao. Because sabi ko, ayoko nito, bumod ka, ayoko sa Davao. That was 1986.
What does that mean?
That means magulo.
Magulo.
Magulo ang Davao. And I realized after this time, no, it's not. So, Luzon, lalo na if we're so Manila-centric because the power is here, you need to promote. You don't have to be afraid if you're, like I know something in Manila, pag pumunta na sa Taguig, sasabihin mo, mag-uwi dyan. Kasi may mga Muslim dyan. If your words will come out, sabi nila, what the mouth speaks, the heart is filled. So if your mouth is filled with a lot of hatred, a lot of discrimination, that will also come into your body and in terms of your mind. So you need to also put discipline. The peace has to be both in the mind and the heart, and more importantly, the spirit. So you have to do this.
Okay, I mean, I think we love it a lot. So I'm gonna say that. And so yes, confirm.
May tanong po ako. Sino po ang pupunta sa Quiapo at kumakain sa mga Maranao food? Wala? Sino po? Ang nakapunta ng Quiapo, naku, you missed half of your lifetime in terms of culinary experience. Itong mga sinasabi natin, no? ang kapayapaan ng talagang kultura. Lalo din sa mga sa experience. Kasi when I was growing up, I was taught by my elders to hate the Muslims. And when I was working now with a different civil society, and I also learned from my friends who are Muslims that they were also taught to hate the Christians. So parang prejudice ito ng mga kultura. At the end of the day, talo tayong lahat. Kaya ang challenge ko po is know ourselves. Kilalanin natin kung sino tayo bilang isang diverse na pamayanan. Pumunta lang po tayo sa Quiapo and you will enjoy a different culinary experience in Quiapo. Prepare your friends, the more brothers and sisters. No? You have Tausug food, you have this Maranao food. At napakasarap po noon. Di na natin kailangan pumunta sa ibang bansa for us to be able to experience that. It's in our doorstep. All we have to do is experience it. Ito po. And again, as an agency, we wanted you to collaborate with us. We have grants for everyone to apply, for us to be able to deepen more our understanding of Philippines.
Baka kasama sa akin pwede mag-sponsor.
Pero parang ang saya nun, it's like a Quiapo food crawl.
Yes.
Because sa shop talaga, food crawl.
Actually, masarap.
Yeah,
Masarap
sure.
talaga. Kaya namin parang sasabi ni Sir Carlo, you have to create memories together. Di ba, pag masaya kasi yung family, when you have memories, kahit pa mag-away kayo, tumanda kayo, ganyan nangyari sa aking kapatid, sabi niya, but if I remember it back, your brothers and sisters, so you have to create memories. Kasi yun yung foundation mo. Kaya nga itong document is memory to learn. So when you create good memories, it will go on. Memories start with it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's such a bonding thing to share food. Yes.
Tayo Pilipino. And even Koreans, ang takaw-takaw natin.
We started the mukbang, you know? Yes, we know about food. Prof.
Hirap kasi parang sinabi ko lahat. But the perspective siguro is there's so much danger and division in the country. And I think part of healing is knowing other people who are not like you. They may have a different religion, they may have come from a different background. But at the end of the day, we all human. So for us to deconstruct and sort of reach things together, we need to be